everyone. This is your girl Shade reporting live from the Win in STEM podcast. Happy Wednesday. And thank you for tuning in to another episode. For our first time listeners, Win in STEM is a platform to highlight successful people of color STEMness to show others how to get a seat at the table and win in science, technology, engineering, and math. For the past episodes, we've been highlighting dope businesses and organizations that are committed to increasing representation and success of people of color in STEM. And my guest today does exactly that. I came across her on Twitter a couple years ago when she went viral for her Black Tech Twitter hashtag. She's always sharing job opportunities in tech. She was featured in Forbes. She was named top 50 tech power players by the Boston Globe. I mean, I can go on and on about her, but I'll let her do the rest. So I'd like to welcome the founder and CEO of Black Tech Pipeline, Paris Chandler. Thank you for being a guest.
Thank you for having me.
So Paris, on my podcast, I like to give my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. So basically, unapologetically telling our listeners who you are, what you do, any fun facts, accomplishments. This is really your time to shine, so don't be shy. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm Paris Chandler. I'm founder and CEO of Black Tech Pipeline, which is a job board, newsletter, and recruiting platform centering Black technologists by providing them job opportunities, educational resources, events, scholarships, and some other random fun things that I come across or collaborate with other organizations on. I'm also a mobilizer of the hashtag movement and community Black Tech Twitter, which I guess is now considered X, but we will always call the community Black Tech Twitter. Some fun facts. So I am based in Boston. I'm a mom to an 11-year-old boy. I transitioned into tech from being a wax specialist at European Wax Center, and then straight after that, becoming a software engineer. I'm trying to think. I'm engaged to a technologist myself, so we're a very big, happy techie family.
Cool. Let's dive in. So you mentioned a little bit of Black Tech Pipeline, but I'd like to hear some more. So how did you start? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, so Black Tech Pipeline was founded in 2020, but I was able to really launch this business successfully because of Black Tech Twitter, which was mobilized back in December of 2018. So, I had put out a tweet asking, what does Black Twitter and tech look like? That tweet ended up going viral and mobilizing this global community of Black technologists. But that tweet also caught a lot of attention from various employers and the media and, other professionals in different industries. And because it gained so much attention, it brought up the topic of like the pipeline problem. So people were seeing like, oh, there are Black people in tech. There is no pipeline problem, which there really never was a pipeline problem. It's really a network problem. Mm-hmm. And so now that we're kind of centralized in this one area, people are like, okay, like we want to take this opportunity to really diversify our companies quickly. And so I had employers DMing me left and right from all different companies of all sizes, asking me if I would recruit candidates from Black Tech Twitter into their companies. And so that's something that I did on the side while I was a full-time software engineer. And I did that for free for about 2 years. So what I did was I created this Discord community. And out of that Discord community, I had all of Black Tech Twitter kind of go in there and sort of socialize and network and things like that. And I was using that opportunity to also recruit people. And so people got into different companies and it was going great. But I ended up launching Black Tech Pipeline in 2020 because number one, like it's obviously a business, so I might as well make it legitimate.
And get money.
and get money. Yeah, get actually paid for doing this sort of work because it's a lot of work. But number two, I wanted to make sure that if I was recruiting technologists into all of these predominantly white companies, that I wanted to make sure that these companies could retain those technologists. So I came up with this recruitment model where anytime someone got hired out of the Black Tech Pipeline recruitment platform, I would stay on the job with those hires for their first 90 days on the job. And that's just me doing bi-weekly virtual check-ins with those hires to make sure that they're having a good experience and getting the tools and resources that they need to be successful at their jobs. hearing back about their experience with their employer, their hiring managers, their colleagues, just making sure that, things are looking positive
Mm.
to help those companies retain them so that, we didn't have community members going into these companies feeling unwelcome, unsupported, and then leaving. So that was my way of making sure that, people aren't being performative. You're hiring and retaining our community members.
Yes, I love that. So is a job board free for people to use?
Yes. So the job board, to candidates and community members, job seekers alike, it is free. So job board, you go search for jobs for free. The newsletter is free. The recruitment platform is free. The only person who is paying are the companies who are trying to hire our community
Mm.
members.
Okay, awesome. So there's so many like job boards out there. So what makes Black Tech Pipeline different from the others?
Yeah. So with our job board, every company on there, like if you go to our job board and click on any company on there, it's going to lead you to a landing page. And
Mm.
on that landing page, those companies are discussing, not just who they are, what they do, and the problems they're solving, but we have them answer questions like, what are your company values? What are your, core principles and things like that? How do you practice diversity, equity, and inclusion? What are your policies and procedures around that? How do you make sure that everyone feels welcome and supported? How do people grow within the company? What does leadership look like? And what are they doing to make sure that their employees feel safe and supported? And then we have them talk about their interview process and the benefits that they offer. And they have to also post pictures of their teams so that
Mm.
people can see, are they actually diverse? How diverse are they? People look at diversity very differently. Some people are only
Yeah.
looking for women. Some people want to know how diverse they are racially or all of it together. But we have those companies display that information on those landing pages.
Oh, that's dope. You know, other job boards are just basically here's the job description and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. But you really take it to a deeper level where you're allowing the person looking for a job to know exactly what they're getting into, the culture and all of that ahead of time before applying.
Right. We want them to see like this is what it looks like. This is what they're currently doing to make sure that you feel welcomed here. If you like what you're seeing and reading, then I encourage you to apply. If you don't like what you're seeing and reading, then don't apply. But it's all based on transparency.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
So outside the job board, what else does Black Tech Pipeline offer to people of color in STEM?
So we have a newsletter, which again, that's also free to anyone to subscribe to. So we do publish jobs on our job board through the newsletter, but we also collaborate with different organizations or boot camps
Hmm.
or programs offering scholarships to break into tech or to learn some new technology. Like we offer so many, like a variety of resources and opportunities through the newsletter. And that's including things like events.
Hmm.
So, if there are some big conferences, sometimes we're able to give out discounts or able to give out free tickets. A really big opportunity we were able to give out was an organization was doing a learning retreat in Hawaii, and they were giving out 6 free tickets, like 6 free scholarships where they would pay for 6 Black technologists to go sleep there for a week, engage in activities, have learning opportunities. We were able to give out those tickets. Like there are just so many different cool opportunities that we're able to give to our community members.
So shameless plug, y'all go and subscribe to the newsletter.
Yes, please do.
So, with conversations you've had with people that have used Black Tech Pipeline, and this could be people who are looking for jobs or even employers, companies themselves, what are some challenges people of color are facing right now to get into tech?
Right now, the job market is extremely tough because of they keep saying there's going to be a recession. I feel like we've been in a recession already, but
Right.
like I think there's a lot happening right now in the world, and it's scaring a lot of people. So a lot of layoffs are happening. People are finding ways to recuperate money and things like that. Um, and when you're doing so many layoffs, there are even extremely like talented, you know, 10 plus years of experience, those people are also being laid off. And when
Mhm.
that happens, it makes it 10 times as hard for someone who doesn't have that professional experience or is new to tech to actually break into the industry because of the competition. Like the competition is kind of wild right now. And companies who weren't able to afford to hire those technologists and sort of looked more towards people who were just entering tech or people who or maybe mid-level, they were going for those people because that's who they could afford to
Mhm.
hire and take a chance on. But now the market is filled with people that, it's like, wow, I would dream to have someone like this on my team because they've been in the industry for so long and they have all of this experience. So they're trying to snag them up, right? And it doesn't leave a window of opportunity for other people who have lesser experience and want to break in and want that opportunity.
What would you advise for people going through this right now?
Yeah. So I have three pieces of advice. Number one is always going to be like upskill, upskill, upskill. You should always be building, like adding to your portfolio, making sure you have those little green squares on GitHub. Those aren't super important, but just to show that you are like, you're being consistent in your work ethic in terms of your learning and growing. That's going to be really important, especially as someone who's trying to break into the industry. The other thing is the networking. Like, I know you can blindly apply to companies all day. Something that I like about our job board is that employers, they put tracking links on our job board specifically because they're looking to hire Black technologists specifically. It's almost like a separate database for us where they're constantly looking to make sure like, okay, we're getting diverse applicants. So that's something I always encourage people to do. Like with our job board, it's very different. So definitely apply through there, but also be networking on the outside instead of just blindly applying to places. So that means attending virtual events, attending events in person, like engaging with different organizations or CEOs on LinkedIn and Twitter, social media, period. Really make yourself known and put yourself out there. Constantly talk about what you're building, what you're learning, what mistakes you ran into, because people are paying attention to that, even if you don't think they are. And when that happens, they keep you in the back of their mind, like unknowingly, right? And then they'll come across an opportunity where they're like, actually, I know someone who's building something like that, or I know someone who's learning that thing, or I know someone who's really good at this that, I saw them posting on LinkedIn. They'll think of you and reach out to you. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
please be consistent with posting. I know some people don't like posting on social media, but in this market, in this economy, like you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone and just do it. It's just so important. And then the last thing, and I'm sure people have heard this before, but please don't just look at the Googles and Metas of the world to apply to a job. You can probably apply to any company in existence, or you can look up any company in existence and they're going to be hiring technical people in some way, shape, or form. In like sort of an experiment that I did was I went to Target. This was like a few months ago. I went to Target and I looked at a hair brand looking for hair clips, and it was Conair, which I'm sure a lot of people know of. And I was just curious, like, I wonder what sort of roles like Conair is hiring for. And when I went on there, sure enough, they're hiring junior developer and they're hiring other technical people. And that just kind of goes to show like it just does not matter what industry it's in. They kind of can't exist without being technical, without having some sort of online presence. If you have an online presence, then you have to have a tech team or a technical person in some way. So please don't be afraid to look at different companies, different brands in different industries and fields, because I guarantee you they are hiring someone with your skill set or just someone who is a part of your industry.
I'm glad you brought that up. On my last podcast episode I recorded, her organization is really geared to people in public health, but she brought up a good point that there's different companies that you never would have guessed that
Mm-hmm.
hire from public health. So she gave an example like Netflix. If you go to their page, they are looking for people with public health backgrounds. The role itself might not say public health specialist, but if you really look into the description, what public health people do,
Mm-hmm.
that's it matches it. So definitely don't limit yourself to like the top, the FANG companies. literally every product that you use every day, they have a variety of job opportunities that are open for us.
Yeah. And the other thing I think people pass up on a lot, especially those who are like just trying to enter the industry, is not looking at internships enough. There are so many. I mean, I broke into tech after having an internship first. And because of that internship, it looked really appealing on my resume, and other companies wanted to hire me from it. So please don't be afraid to look at internships. There are even companies who they sort of have programs for people who are sort of new to tech, and want to enter that company's technical team, where they'll have you do sort of an internship for like 3 or 6 months within the company, and you're learning their tech stack. And once you complete that program, you then go to an actual technical team. You get assigned to a full-time technical team, and that is now your full-time job. There are a lot of opportunities out there like that. And one company I'll tell you who they're on our job board who does do something like that is Viva Systems. So definitely check them out. Even if they are not on our job board, that is a company that you should also be looking into for sort of entry level opportunities right now.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm sure that many people have been blessed by Black Tech Pipeline. I would love to hear some like success stories or just inspiring experiences that you've witnessed through your business.
Actually, just so I know a few, but one yesterday really stood out to me because I just spoke to one of my candidates yesterday who she got a job through Black Tech Pipeline through our recruitment platform. And because of that, she was able to buy her first home.
Oh.
So that was really exciting because, there's getting a job, but in getting a job, you're getting stability, and then you're able to accomplish certain financial goals or life aspirations, and buying a house is a massive one. So that made me extremely happy. Another is having a candidate hired again through our recruitment platform, and her salary jump, I think it was maybe like 15K.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think, and she was also very new to tech. So that was amazing as well. I'm not sure what she's doing with that money, but I know obviously like it's creating stability, and you're able to do more things in life when you do have financial stability and security. So I think pretty much with maybe everyone who's been hired through Black Tech Pipeline, it always comes down to like what they're able to do financially, or even that they were able to go from a job that was in office to then being remote, and then being able to move to like a cheaper state or city, and being able to buy a home, and do things like that. Yeah, just the I guess the privileges that this industry offers you are there. They're just life changing, and I'm happy that I'm able to contribute those things back to my community members.
Congrats to you, and just congrats to everyone who's been able to receive a job through Black Tech Pipeline.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, are there any, well, if you can discuss, are there any upcoming projects that you're excited about for Black Tech Pipeline?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited for this. So we are about to launch our new recruitment platform. So we've been working on this for like half the year, maybe a little more than that. And we are integrating ChatGPT into this. So we have a new recruitment platform where job seekers can sign up to create an account, create a not public facing, but they can create a talent profile, and all I have to do is upload their resume, and then the AI will parse their resume so that it fills out their talent profile for them, instead of them needing to manually do it themselves. So it just makes the process easier. And from that, our hiring partners will be alerted when people sign up to our talent database, and alerted when skills match the job requirements that those employers are looking to fill. And they can reach out to our candidates through our platform. So that's going to be launching in the next month. So I'm really excited for that.
Oh, that's dope. I like that the Chat GPT feature, because I hate when I have to really type in all this information right after I upload
Right.
my resume. Like,
Yeah, it's like a cover letter. Like, I don't want to do this again, but you
yeah.
have to. But yeah, with us, we're trying to make this process as easy as possible. So yeah, that'll be launching soon. We're really excited for that.
So now looking into the future, what are your long-term goals of Black Tech Pipeline, and what steps do you plan to continue supporting people of color in STEM?
So I think that I'd always like to keep Black Tech Pipeline relatively small, but I want to do more. I mean, I have so many different goals. I want to revamp Black Tech Pipeline completely, design wise, branding wise. I want to do more community work. So doing events, being able to, give out scholarships ourselves and do things like that, just community work, doing things locally or being able to fund other organizations who want to do work in their local communities. That's where I want to go. But for right now, we're kind of just working on automating our platform,
Mm-hmm.
but keeping the human aspect where it needs to be, like with our check-in models for recruitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get that going. But yeah, a lot of community work. That's where I want to be in the future, but still keeping Black
Mm-hmm.
Tech Pipeline small.
Awesome. Awesome. With all the information you've given us about Black Tech Pipeline and the benefits and the success stories, how can listeners support your business? And if they want to sign up to your newsletter or have access to your the job board, how can they do so?
Yeah, so you can go to blacktechpipeline.com. On there, you'll find our job board. Eventually, you'll be able to create an account to create a talent profile on our recruitment platform as well. And you can also subscribe to our newsletter. So if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, you would just scroll down to any page on our platform and you can just type in your email right there and subscribe, and then you will get our weekly newsletters. The other way to support us is just by telling your network that we exist and that we're here to provide opportunities so that people can check us out and, maybe find their next scholarship or the next event that they're going to attend or their next job, or salary raise, things like that. So basically word of mouth, telling people that we're here and we're here to support them.
Thank you. So I'll make sure to put all that information in the podcast description. But thank you so much, Paris. You're really onto something with Black Tech Pipeline. And thank you for creating this resource for us and just shedding light and opportunities that sometimes you normally won't hear about or see. So I really appreciate you doing like the heavy work for us. So all we have to do is apply.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So, listeners, it's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Win in STEM podcast. I hope you've been enjoying the series and gaining a lot from it. Make sure to rate, like, subscribe on all our platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google. Tell a friend to tell a friend, spread the word. Follow us on Instagram at the Win in STEM podcast. And if there's a STEM organization or business you want us to highlight, or you would like to be a guest yourself, send us a message. But until next time, enjoy the rest of your week. Go out and win in STEM. Bye.